In today's video, I'll be breaking down exactly when and how often you should be posting on Instagram for maximum engagement and growth on your profile. Let's get into it. Kyler Olson here, back with another video for you guys. So for this video, I am starting a brand new series. I'm starting an Instagram growth series for you guys so that you can figure out all of the best tips, tricks, and secrets for growing your personal brand on Instagram. If you're interested in growing your personal brand on Instagram, please hit that subscribe button. I will be posting weekly videos from my Instagram growth series. Anyways, let's get into the video. So when exactly should you post on Instagram? As many of you may know, there was a new algorithm that came out for the Instagram that completely changed how posts are shown on the feed. Instead of being chronological, now it is more like Facebook, where it's based more on user interest. What this means is basically based on relevancy, popularity, and the amount of engagement that you get on your posts, the higher it shows up on people's feeds. And you know, this new algorithm really changed the game for how people should be posting on Instagram. Instead of there being a set best time to post every single day, like with the old update, now with the new update, what you're going to want to do is focus on user interest and engagement. So basically you want to get as much engagement and likes and comments on your content that you post as naturally and as quickly as possible. And the best way to do this is by posting your content when your followers are most likely going to be online and on Instagram. So how do you know when your followers are most engaged? Now, this is what I recommend to everybody, and I recommend that you have an Instagram business profile. And the reason I say this is because with the Instagram business profile, you actually get Instagram analytics. And these analytics are really helpful for figuring out when you want to post. So when you look into the analytics, you can see that the followers you have, it shows their location. So if they're in a different time zone, you want to focus on their time zone rather than yours, because the content is for them. When it comes down to it, it's not really about you. And for the second thing you can look into with the analytics is the hour of the day that they're most active. So this is really useful for knowing when to post. And like for me, I'm in the entrepreneurship niche, so the time people are most active in my niche is from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. So I focus on posting in between those times because I get more engagement, which boosts my posts up on people's feeds. And then with the hour of the day, you can also look at the days of the week that people are most active on Instagram. Usually weekends, the engagement drops down because, you know, people are out doing stuff and they're not really focused on being on Instagram and consuming content when they could be out doing other things. So have a business profile because it is very useful, and knowing when to post it's very helpful because that's when you get the most engagement, all right? And if you don't want to use a business profile, that's fine. I totally get that. So what I'm going to recommend you to do instead then is basically just look at people in your industry, such as influencers or anyone with generally a higher following than you, and you're going to want to look at their frequency of posting. And to do this, you just have to pay close attention to like what days they post, what times of day they post. You can do this by turning on post notifications. And when you pay attention to this and see that they're getting good engagement, you can copy their strategy for posting, and it should help out your engagement rates, especially if you're in the same industry and have close to the same audience. So that's a really helpful way to do it if you don't want to use a business profile and Instagram analytics. For the final way to know when to post for your specific profile for maximum growth and engagement is basically to just directly ask your followers. And in my opinion, this is the best way to do it. And the reason I say this is because, you know, they're your followers, you're posting for them, and if they let you know when they want to see posts, you should listen to that. So you can do this by creating an Instagram story poll. And when you do this, you can ask your followers directly what they prefer. So you can ask them how often they prefer that you post, what time of day they're most active, and things like that to know when the exact best time is to post for the most engagement, and basically to make your followers the happiest. You know, you are posting for them, so why not get their direct feedback on what they would prefer? Okay, so now you know how to figure out when the best time is to post your content for the most engagement and growth. And now I want to touch a little bit on how often you should post throughout the week. this too really depends on what your followers want, and the best way to figure it out, like I said, is by directly asking them how often they'd like to see posts from you, or by looking at what people in your industry do, such as influencers, and copying their strategy. And to give you a rough idea of how often you should be posting, so for my profile, I'm in the entrepreneurship niche, and basically what I found, which was really interesting to me actually, I found that posting once a day was where I got the most engagement and growth on my profile. So I tested different things. I tried every other day, I tried multiple times a day, and I really thought 3 times a day would be best, because that's what everybody says online, post 3 times a day, every single day, and that is how you get the most engagement and growth for your account. But this is not true for everyone's profile. So I figured out that once a day is the best for me, and I get the most engagement that way, and I can focus on creating the highest quality content that I can for that specific day. When I was trying to do 3 times a day, my quality lacked, and I was just more focused on quantity. So quality is king on Instagram, and you really want to focus on having the best quality content out there, rather than focusing on putting a certain number of posts out a day. But you should always strive, in my opinion, for at least 1 post a day if you can do that. If you do more than 1 post, that's totally fine. I recommend 1 to 3 times a day. You just really don't want to overdo it, because if you're posting 1,000,000 times a day, even if it's the highest quality content, the best content you can put out there, your followers are still going to get annoyed, and they're still going to unfollow you, even if you have the best quality content out there. So just please don't overdo it. Focus on trying to do it 1 to 3 times a day if you can. Remember, quality is king. Now, for a final tip I have for you for how often you should be posting, what I want you to focus on, instead of focusing on just how often you should be posting, I want you to focus on having consistent, high quality content. When you have consistent content to post on Instagram, your followers start to notice this, and they're going to be more likely to engage with that content, alright? So if they know what time of day you're going to post, how often, what days of the week, when they know this kind of stuff, they will be ready for your posts, and you'll get more engagement that way, and also, you'll stay more relevant to your followers, and they won't lose interest in you, okay? Because if you have a spotty consistency, if you're randomly posting or posting once a week or whatever, you kind of go off the map, and they lose interest in your profile, and they stop engaging with it. So when you're consistent on a schedule, you get more engagement that way, and it just really helps. So please try to do that if you can, and that will really boost your engagement rates. Alright, so there you have it, guys. Now you know how to figure out when and how often to post for your specific Instagram profile. If you did like this video, I'd love if you would leave a like for me, and hit that subscribe button if you're interested in more videos like this. Like I said, this is my first Instagram video that is a part of my Instagram growth series for your personal brand. So if you're interested in more videos on that, please subscribe and stay tuned for those. I'll be posting them weekly. And yeah, as always guys, thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next video. Peace.